Today, I'd love to share with you a lesson from one of our amazing teachers who reached out to us to tell us about how she used our book, Frida Kahlo. So, Ana, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, where you teach, who you teach, and what grade you teach.
Okay, hi, I'm Ana Dowling. I am a first grade bilingual teacher and I teach Alamar Elementary School in Mineral Wells, Texas.
Amazing. And Ana and I met at the Adelante conference in Austin, Texas. And if you're in that area and are available at the end of May, it's an amazing conference to go to. Um, so Ana recently reached out on Twitter with a lesson that she did with her students using bookstallers Frida Kahlo para niños y niñas and the book Frida by Jonah Winter, which is translated by Teresa Malauer. So, Ana, we'd love to hear about your lesson that you did with your class. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, what I did, I actually, I went and got this, at the Adelante conference, I was able to get this Frida book and I love it. It's the one that you guys have. And then at the public library, I got the other Frida book. So when I got these books, I wanted to do a lesson for the kids on Frida Kahlo and just kind of share with them. I love Frida Kahlo, and I wanted them to experience what a great artist she is, or she was, and just learn about her and everything else. So anyway, I started out by reading this book just because it was a little easier. It had more. Not that it had more pictures, but it had like maybe one picture per page.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I introduced the lesson. But then I pulled out the other book, the one by Books del Sur, and I really like this book just because the pictures are amazing and the information is just way more detailed and everything. So we
Mm-hmm.
were able to just kind of pick a few things in this. Or I mean, we read the main ideas and then I picked some of the pictures and some of the subtitles to go over with them. And I mean, they loved it. I was afraid they were going to lose interest just because maybe this one may have a little bit too much information for a first grader,
Mm-hmm.
but they loved it. I mean, they sat right through it and they wanted to know more. So, I mean, it was great. We loved it.
Wow. So you're totally correct in that the Frida Kahlo book, in terms of a reading level for
Uh
someone to
huh.
read it, it's identified as a third grade, and for exactly that reason, like text
Right.
complexity, we see like more text on a page, multiple pictures on a page. You've totally nailed it, and that's really exciting that your first graders were into it and could understand it. Which tells us so much about engagement and motivation, right? Like if students
Right.
are interested and you're enthusiastic, then the possibilities of students' abilities is, endless, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they loved it, and they after our lesson, we read and we compared and contrasted, and we talked about the difference in the books, which really wasn't because they're both nonfiction books.
Hmm.
But one, the on the other one, the pictures are a little bit less. I don't know, not less realistic, but they're a little more. I don't know. I can show you a picture of it. Hold on. They're not as bright as the one from Books del Sur. So
Hmm.
anyway, but anyway, they liked both of them, and the information was similar. Of course, this one had more information, more detailed information, but they loved just talking about it. And then we actually did watch like a little. There was a video on YouTube about Frida Kahlo, and we watched that, and then we were able to talk more about her. And then I found a website called Art Projects for Kids, where
Uh-huh.
they actually had a step by step on how to make a self portrait or how to make a portrait of Frida Kahlo. So we
Ah,
followed steps and they loved it. It was just totally fun. And it was very fun to see all the kids' different Fridas. It was really fun.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll have to get that link from you and put it in the post so
Yeah.
that people can find it and read it. And in the back of I know that you did this at the end of the school year. So if you had more time, was there anything else that you would add to your lesson?
Maybe a writing piece, just them writing about her. This was the last week of school, so we
Mm-hmm.
were doing a lot of fun things. Uh, but I also like them to have fun in an educational way too. So I was
Right.
like, well, they need to learn something. So I think I would have added probably maybe write about what they learned, or maybe write about their favorite. maybe the favorite thing that they learned from the book, from the information that they had. So
Yeah. Well, and our rigorous curriculum often forgets that art is actually one
oh
of the
yeah,
major precursors and helpers for reading, right? Like paying attention
yes,
to details, that's one of the things. And
yes,
I'll share in this post here one of the illustrations that your students did create. And so
uh-huh.
their ability to pay attention to those details, create them, also helps them with their writing and formation of letters and all those things.
Oh yes,
Even important in first grade, right?
oh yeah, definitely, it's very important.
Yeah, yeah. So that's so great. Um, and then the other thing is that the Frida Kahlo book, Para Niños y Niñas, is written by Argentinians. So that makes
Uh-huh.
it a little bit unique
Right,
versus the other book, Jonah Winter. It's written from a U.S. perspective, right?
right.
So were there anything that you noticed or your students noticed that that stood out to you that identify some of the differences, or as you talked about with your students, the contrasts?
Surprisingly, I didn't even know that this one was written by Argentinians. So I was surprised about that too when you told me that. Because I would have never known. I mean, I'm Mexican, and I just thought it was written by another Mexican. So, but I mean, I thought they were great. There wasn't any major differences really. They both had just about the same information. And like I said earlier, I did like this one a little better, the Frida Kahlo for Para Niños y Niñas, just because I liked it better, just because it had more information and it had pictures of the art of Frida Kahlo, and or maybe not pictures but illustrations almost, and then it had more information and just more detailed information that the kids really enjoyed, some like little tidbits like to learn about the dog and things like those that they really enjoyed. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think the kids liked the Frida Kahlo para niños y niñas a little better, just because of the information and the pictures were brighter, and they were able to see some of the like I said, some of the art that Frida Kahlo has made just in their own eyes.
Yeah. Well, the art is most of the art is recreated by the illustrator Petusa. So, and that was intentional so that it was more like agradable, a little bit
Right.
softer for
Uh-huh.
kids, right?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that does help. And
Yeah.
also, I mean, Frida's art isn't exactly
Kid
it,
friendly.
yeah. I mean, it's pretty real. It's pretty
Right. It
explicit.
is.
So yeah, so it's great that it was malleable
Right.
for kids too. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
We do have some teachers that do take Sharpie markers to some of the parts of the book. And you know what? If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, I didn't take a Sharpie because I didn't want to mess up the book, but I did put a little piece of paper on one little picture because I was like, just don't want to have a talk about
Yeah, yeah. And I get that. I probably would do the same
yeah,
thing, but
yeah,
as a publisher, I'm not going to do that.
exactly. I'm like,
Yep.
but it's great.
Yep. So that is something different about our cultures, though, right? Like U.S. culture
Yeah, it is.
versus Latin American cultures. It's just much more widely accepted, and for us, it's
Exactly.
like
It
taboo.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah. Good.
definitely.
So that's really exciting. And some of the pictures that you posted on Twitter, I won't share here, but just the bright shining faces of your students and how excited and engaged they were. And for us at Bookstall Sir, it's really important that Latinos are presented in books in a positive way and a real way. And so we're so grateful that you shared that with your class. So, is there anything else you want to add? I see someone's calling you.
Oh, she's like, yeah. No, I think we're having summer school, so I think they're probably ready to come in.
Yep.
No, I think, I mean, I love the books. I'm gonna be probably getting the other ones in the series because we really enjoy them. But I mean, I just think, I mean, like you said, art is one of my passions, and we don't get a lot of it in the schools. But anytime that I get any extra time to teach them about art or do art, we try to do it. So anyway, I just think it's something important that needs to be implemented too, whenever you can, you know.
Yep, yep, absolutely. There is a self-portrait activity in the back of the book too, which some people
Oh,
love to do
we
with the
did that.
mirrors.
Well, yes, we did do it after the guided Frida thing.
Uh-huh.
I did read that on the back of the book, and they
Yeah.
did do their own self portraits, which was
Oh,
really fun too. So,
yeah, that's so great.
yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Anna. This is great. I love to hear what teachers are doing in their classrooms. It makes the mundane parts of our work really enjoyable, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.